You can be winning on paper and still feel trapped in your own life. You can hit the numbers, lead the board, carry the strategy, hold the room, and still feel this quiet, grinding sense that something in you has stopped moving. Not because you're weak, not because you're failing, but because success can hide in a deadlock. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you one thing many brilliant CEOs get wrong about feeling stuck, and why that mistake keeps them circling the same ground. Hi, I'm Pietro Pazzi. I help senior executives transform their leadership from the inside out, so they can manifest their true potential, navigate complexity and clarity, lead with strong impact, and build the inner capacity their next level demands. Through integrating psychosynthesis with my 30 years of global leadership experience, we don't just work on behaviors. We transform your inner operating system. In this video, we're going to look at how high-performing CEOs can still feel stuck even when everything looks successful from the outside. We'll talk about 3 hidden causes: inner deadlock, identity strain, and the overused coping patterns. Then I'll show you how depth coaching works, not as another performance hack, but as a way of helping a leader move again from the inside. And stay with me, because the most important point comes near the end. Often, the stuckness is not a problem, it's a protection. One of the strangest things about leadership is this: the more capable you become, the less permission you feel to struggle. People assume that if you're the CEO, you must be clear, composed, and in control. But the reality is far messier. KPMG's 2025 Global CEO Outlook found that 80% of CEOs feel more pressure to ensure the long-term prosperity of the business, and 59% say expectations and complexities in the role have changed significantly in the last 5 years. So yes, you may be successful, but you may also be carrying pressure that never really switches off. And here's where it gets really interesting. Pressure doesn't always show up as panic. Sometimes it simply shows up as overthinking, delay, flatness, irritation, a loss of spark. You're still functioning, still delivering, but inside something feels jammed. That's not laziness. That's inner interference. And once that interference becomes normal, you can start building a whole life around coping with it rather than actually resolving it. This is the part people often miss. Many CEOs do not get stuck because they lack strength. They get stuck because they overuse them. Control becomes rigid. Drive becomes restlessness. Responsibility becomes overfunctioning. Care becomes people-pleasing. Thinking becomes emotional distance. You can look highly effective while quietly living inside armor. A 2025 workplace empathy study found that 55% of CEOs reported experiencing a mental health issue in the previous year. The same study found that 72% said they would be challenged on decisions if they used empathy, and 69% feared being empathetic would make them seem like a pushover. So what happens? You tighten, you stay sharp, you stay useful, you stay defended. And after a while, you stop noticing that the pattern helping you survive is now stopping you from changing. That's why so many high performers say, I know what to do, but I'm still not doing it. The issue rarely is information. It's the structure of the inner system. This is exactly where depth coaching begins. Not with a hack, not with a script, not with 5 ways to be more resilient. In my coaching, we work with both the leader's present reality and their deeper potential. The core task is bridging the gap between who the person is currently and what is trying to emerge by finding the next realistic step where the will is actually available. The work also listens beneath the surface to beliefs, values, emotions, body language, energy, and deeper patterns, rather than staying only at the level of words. That matters because stuckness is usually layered. There may be fear underneath the delay, grief underneath the perfectionism, anger under the over control, a hidden old identity under the polished executive self. Depth coaching helps make all that visible, safely, clearly, and without drama. And the broader coaching evidence is strong too. A major meta-analysis found coaching had significant positive effect on performance and skills, well-being, coping, work attitudes, and goal-directed self-regulation. A more recent 2023 meta-analysis again concluded that workplace coaching is effective in producing positive organizational outcomes. But here's the vital point I promised you. The stuckness is often not failure, it's protection. It's an old pattern trying to keep you safe. And once you can see that with honesty, you stop attacking yourself. You stop calling yourself lazy, broken, or ungrateful. And you can finally ask a better question. What is this pattern protecting me from? And who might I become if I no longer needed it? That question changes everything. If you're a high-performing CEO and still feel stuck, please hear this clearly. Your success does not mean you are free. Your competence does not mean you are aligned. And your next level will not come from pushing harder on an operating system that is already exhausted. Sometimes the real work is quieter than that. It's the work of seeing clearly, listening deeply, letting go of an identity that is too small, and building the inner capacity your role now truly demands. If this speaks to where you are at, explore my leadership depth coaching and my books at pietropazzi.com and book a 30-minute complimentary exploratory chat with me. The links are on my website and in the comments below. Thank you for spending this time with me.